Lots of hurricanes, huh? It's unbelievable. It's like one after the next. They just keep coming and coming and coming. Now we've got this one in Pensacola. Don't be surprised if you see some videos coming from me directly live from Pensacola. What's up, advocates, and welcome back to another episode of the Commercial Claims Show, where it all started. My name is Vince Perri. I am your host. I am a licensed and certified public adjuster in the states of California, Texas, and most importantly, Florida. It's where I live, it's where I was born and raised, and that's where I do the majority of my claims. And I want you to make sure that you follow us. I say us because it's not just me. It's a nice team that I have built. We all work together tremendously to provide you with all the information that you guys need to kick butt and take names when it comes to this wonderful industry of public adjusting. So follow me, please, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook. Make sure to please subscribe to this channel because we're coming out with something almost every week. Because we're coming out every month. It's a commercial claim show, it's a webinar, and it's a podcast. So almost every week we've got something new that's right here on this channel. Also on different podcast providers like Spotify, like Google, and like Apple. And then we also have our free webinar. And if you go onto our website, commercialclaimsadvocate.com, you'll also see our monthly blog that we have. So go ahead, check it out. There's a ton of information. On the website, too, there's some free PDF documents that you can download yourself and sort of help you in your career as a public adjuster. So go ahead. Yeah, come on. Hop on the train. It's a fun ride. So, all right, guys. So today I wanted to talk about something that's actually very special to me, something very near and dear to my heart, because I was lucky enough to have this in the beginning of my career, and it just helped out tremendously. Not just in my public adjusting career, but in my overall career as a businessman and as an entrepreneur. And that is mentors. It's very important to have a mentor. Not all of us are lucky enough to have one. Maybe a mentor that you have is a family member. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's just somebody that you look up to. Maybe it's an uncle, a grandfather. Maybe it's somebody actually in your business, which is the best way to go, to be honest. But the fact of the matter is, it's really nice to have somebody that you can go to sort of ask for tips, ask for some advice, and maybe learn something. You know, the reason why I wanted to do this is because, frankly, I was lucky enough to have a great mentor. I still do to this day. He's the owner of Key Biscayne Claim Adjusters, and he's always been there for me. No matter what, to this day, if I give him a call right now, I guarantee you that he's going to answer. And if I have any advice that I need, if I have any questions for whatever, you know, at this point, I've been a public adjuster for over 12 years. I don't really have many questions when it comes to public adjusting, but I do like to bounce ideas off of him. So I could explain to him a situation I have with a claim, not really asking for any advice, but he could just give me his feedback. What's his opinion, what he thinks, and, you know, how am I going to handle it? And he'll usually say, yeah, that's the way to go. But it's just nice to have somebody who understands you, who is looking after you, who's looking out for you, and who will give you some really top-notch advice. So, you know, I was unlucky enough in the beginning of my career. I didn't really have anybody, but then I landed in a company, which I'm still with to this day, with someone who was able to help me tremendously. So what I'm going to get into is the top 10. Top 10 again. It's basically the top 10 reasons why having a mentor is so important. Okay, so I'm usually terrible at these top 10s when it comes to keeping track of the numbers, but again, I'm going to do my best. What I'm going to do this time, I always start from 10 and go to 1, but then I get all confused with the numbers, so I'm going to go from 1 and then I'm going to go to 10. So let's start with number 1. It'll be a lot easier for me. I could share my story too, which I sort of just did, but it's a lot easier once I go through the top 10 about sort of my experience and everything. So number 1 is mentors provide information and knowledge. Okay, information and knowledge that frankly it's going to be vital. It's going to be priceless. Okay, one of the top 10s I was going to mention that mentors for the most part are free. So they are literally indeed priceless. Why? Because not only do they not cost anything, but they provide you with valuable information and knowledge that you're not going to get really much elsewhere. You know, you're not going to I'm going to go to my number 2, which is it's not shared in books. But the fact of the matter is they're going to give you information and knowledge that, frankly, you're just not going to be able to find anywhere. Why? If your mentor is actually in your business, that is even better, because they're giving you knowledge of their own experience. They've already been through this for a long time, and they already probably gone through a lot of the experiences that you're going through at the moment, a lot of the hardships. They've already probably asked the same questions that you are asking. They've already had to ask those questions. They've already had those questions answered. So again, they're going to provide you with information and knowledge that you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get from your parents. You're not going to get from your wife or your husband. This is somebody that is hopefully in your business or just in your occupation, in your field of expertise, that will just help you really answer any and all of those questions. Number 2 is you're going to gain experience that's not shared in books. As most of you know, I'm an avid book reader. I try to read as often as possible, and I get a lot of information. I get a lot of knowledge from books. I mean, every book I read, my goal is to sort of incorporate whatever it is that I learned in that book. I try to incorporate it into my actual life. Having a mentor, though, you're not going to find anything you learn from a mentor you're not going to find in a book. It's just different because, again, not only are they giving you information and knowledge, but they're also helping you sort of get some feedback as to whatever it is that you're thinking about, maybe a particular claim, maybe about starting a business, maybe about anything. They're going to give you stuff that you're not going to be able to Google, that you're not going to be able to find in a book. This is just sort of genuine information. Why? Because this person cares about you more often than not, and they really want to see you succeed. Google is just answering direct questions. Books are just writing about whatever it is they're writing about. But they don't really care about you, not like a mentor does that you are sort of face-to-face with, in communication with on a constant basis. So I definitely recommend getting a mentor. But anyway, so you're going to get experience that's not shared in a book. You could really have a mentor just to sort of bounce ideas off. It's the very number 3, very, very simple. You are more likely to succeed if you have a mentor. Okay? It's very simple. And I got research and surveys here. Having a mentor is important to success. In a 2013 executive coaching survey, 80% of CEOs said they received some form of mentorship. In other research, 93% of startups admit that mentorship is instrumental to their success. So what I'm talking about here is not rocket science. You need to have somebody that's looking out for you, that's looking out for your best interests, that wants to watch you succeed. And if you have somebody on your side like that, on your team, just a partner that could really help you with that, then you are going to succeed with a mentor. That's why I think it's always good to also have a good relationship with your significant other, because again, if that person is really, on top of their game as well, they're going to also give you some good advice. But that's another video for another time. So you are most likely to succeed with a mentor. Where was I? So number 1, 2, 3, now number 4. Network opportunities. This is something people don't usually think about. When you have a mentor, not only do they care about your success, but chances are they've obviously been in the business for a much longer time, which means they know a lot of people. Having a good mentor who cares about your success, that person should and will introduce you to people that have also helped him or her in his or her success. Maybe some connections to help you get some referrals in your business. Obviously, it's your mentor. Chances are your mentor is still in the business, so they're probably going to still get the referrals from that network. But it doesn't matter. You may meet some people that they just know. Like for example, my mentor, he's part of a group, part of just a clique of people in a specific part of town in Miami, where I would have never gotten to know these people if I didn't know him. And they are some pretty important people. Not that I've converted any kind of business, but I know in the times that we have all been together and we've had lunch and we've had conversations, I've actually gotten a lot out of it just from the people that he knows. So network opportunities is fantastic when you have a mentor who, once again, cares about you and cares about your success. The next one is a mentor gives you reassurance. Gives you reassurance that everything is going to be okay. When you start panicking and everything's just sort of burning to the ground, go talk to your mentor. Okay, give them a call. Tell them, here's my situation, here's what's happening. And more often than not, if it's anything like my mentor, they're going to make you feel much better. I can't tell you the amount of times where I've just sort of freaked out and been very nervous about a particular claim for whatever reason that may be. And I just had to call him and say, here's the situation with this claim. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I didn't submit the paperwork in time or whatever that may be. And he would just say, don't sweat it. That's his term. Don't sweat it. You got this. Don't worry. It's okay. Just make sure that you send this, contact this person, reach out to that person, or whatever it is. And it's just the reassurance that I have been given throughout my professional career by just this one person has been amazing. Because once again, I'm going to go back to it. They care about you and they care about your success. I've already lost my count, but the next one will be a mentor is going to help you stay in business longer. Okay. Honestly, for one of the reasons what I just said is because, frankly, they're going to provide you reassurance. So when you think everything is burning to the ground, when you think nothing is going right, well, you're going to get some feedback from your mentor, and they're going to help you stay in business longer because you may not give up. You may not quit. I always tell you guys, and I'm going to do a disclaimer at the end. Fact of the matter is, I have no problem being anyone's mentor. I do my best to try to help as many people as I can. But I always say, in business, there's going to come a time where you're going to want to quit. And all I want to tell you is don't quit. If you have somebody on your side that cares about you and cares about your success, they're going to tell you the same thing, okay? It's just normal hardships that you have. So you will stay in business longer just by having a mentor. A mentor will help you develop a stronger EQ. And here's what an EQ is. Does maturity bring out emotional intelligence is crucial to entrepreneur success. And when a young entrepreneur has a more mature and successful mentor who advises them, they are likely to have greater control over their emotions. Emotional control. That is what EQ is. You're going to have a greater emotional control if you have a mentor. Once again, you're freaking out. Things are burning to the ground. You did the wrong thing when talking to the insurance company, or you started a business that you shouldn't have. I'll give you a great example. I started an e-cigarette business years ago. And I remember bouncing it off my mentor, and he said I was crazy. He said, you're crazy for just not spending all the time on public adjusting. Because like I said, he's the one that always told me public adjusting is the greatest job in the world. And I'm going to have to agree with that. So, that was good too. I was able to get some emotional control when I thought everything was I was just freaking out. I thought everything was burning to the ground and the business did not go well. He was there to sort of back me up and help me and say everything was okay. Next one is just frankly encouragement. I feel like we're just sort of talking a lot about the same thing, but a mentor's going to be there to encourage you. Going to be there to encourage you when you're doing well, going to be there to encourage you when you're not doing well. It's just so good to have somebody on your side, but not just a personal friend from high school or a friend from college. This is somebody who's actually in your business. This is somebody you're looking for advice professionally and not just as a friend. It's different when you go meet up a friend and you guys start talking about your issues. They don't understand your business at all. I've got a nice sized group of friends that I have still from high school. I don't really talk to them about my business. I don't look for them for advice. I look for them for advice about different things. But when it comes to the business and my actual success as an entrepreneur and as a businessman, well, frankly, I go to my mentor for that. And to this day, I still do. We talk, I wouldn't say daily anymore, but we talk several times per week. And a lot of that is just me still bouncing off ideas. But now I'm also listening to him and some of his stresses as well, because eventually your mentor hopefully becomes an actual very close friend and a good personal relationship that you could have with that person. My favorite thing now about my mentors is the next one is mentors are sounding boards. So we can bounce ideas off them for an unfiltered opinion. Okay? So a great sounding board, because not only of the unfiltered opinion, but because, again, they know about your business and what you're doing. The mentor is your business mentor. It's your professional mentor. It's not your mom. It's not your dad. It's not your aunt. It's not your uncle. I mean, it could be if that person is in the same business, but you want that mentor to give you professional advice. They're going to give you unfiltered opinions. Your mom is not going to give you an unfiltered opinion. Your mom is going to say, oh, well, you're my son and you're my baby and you're doing a great job and don't worry about it. Your mentor is going to say, hey, chill out, man. Make sure you get this right, So unfiltered opinions is fantastic, and you're not going to get that from anyone else really than someone who, again, cares about you, cares about your success professionally. Trusted advisors. This is the last one, guys. Mentors are just overall trusted advisors. They are there for you to advise you to make sure that you succeed. It's very important to have somebody on your side. I feel like I'm starting to become a broken record here, so I apologize for that. But the fact of the matter is, these are the top 10 reasons why it's important to have a mentor. Get this out of here. I remember going to a lot of real estate meetings and real estate events when I first moved to Tampa, and they would always stress the same thing. If you're going to get into real estate investing, have a mentor that you could look after. Every single meeting, it was just weird. It was just this common trend, and I couldn't understand why. And then I started to think about my mentor and how important and how vital he was to my success. And what I want to tell all of you is that I am here for you, okay? Honest to God, from the bottom of my heart. I'll do my best. Obviously, this channel is growing, which I'm very excited about. But the fact of the matter is, I think if you've heard some of the podcasts, you've heard some of interviews that I've been in, or some people that I've interviewed that I have helped before, you will notice that one of the things that I do pride myself on is being accessible. So whenever you guys message me, I will do my best to try to get back to you within a few hours, within 24 hours or so. Obviously, it's difficult sometimes, but I want to try to help as much as possible. One of the main reasons why I started this YouTube channel, one of the main reasons why we are offering courses now, one of the main reasons why Commercial Claims Advocate has just blossomed to where it's at today, or where we're going, is because of the mentor that I had. When my father passed away, when was that? About like in my mid-20s or so. And I had already my mentor, and it was very important to have somebody. He almost became, I don't want to say a father figure, more like a big brother, but someone, again, who, like my father and like your father, whoever, was there for me and looked after me and cared about me and cared about my success. So, for me, that was great. And the reason why, and because of that, and because of what he did throughout that time of my life, and throughout as a young entrepreneur, really trying to grow my business, not having much money, and just trying to get claims wherever I can and whatever, well, that's why I do what I do now. So that's why I wanted to make this video. So I don't think it was a very long video. I'm trying to look at the time. Not too long, only about 15 minutes this one, but it's important. Find a mentor. Hopefully you can find one within your company. That's where you want to do it. If you can't find one within your company, or you can't find one in your sort of group, then please reach out to me. Reach out to me here on the website. Reach out to me here on YouTube. The best place to reach me is message me through Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. I'm very responsive on those things. And I'll do whatever I can to help you. Maybe we could find a mentor for you. So that's pretty much it. Again, short, to the point, mentorship, super important. And I will tell you this also, you want to become a mentor eventually too. Okay? I'm hoping that I can help you, or that you can find a mentor to help you, so that you pay it forward. And you can find someone that you can mentor as well, who's going to be in need of some of the same things, who's going to need questions and need answered, who's going to need advice, who's going to need to bounce ideas off, who's going to need an unfiltered opinion. So I hope you can find somebody like that, so that you can in turn do that for someone else. And that's it. That's all I got. All I got. Please subscribe to the channel. Click the little bell too, because it's important that when we got something new, that you get the notification. Another thing is, I'm always getting asked, hey, I didn't know about the webinar. I didn't know about the podcast. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. CommercialClaimsAdvocate.com, and I want you to get part of the email list. Become a part of the email list, okay? It's not spam email. I promise you that. We're not going to just be sending you a bunch of junk on a daily basis. It's 1 or 2 emails per week, probably just one, really. We try not to send too much, but it's just an update of something new that's out there that we've already provided, and we don't want you to miss out on it. So just trust me when I tell you it's not spam. Go on to commercialclaimsadvocate.com, put in your email address, and you'll be part of our sort of email like power team. All right, and you'll be up to date with all the new information. So that's all I got. Follow us on social media as well. And I'm spent. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for all of your comments, your kind comments, and your reviews and everything that you say. It's awesome. It's what keeps me going, and that's it. I've been saying that's all I got for the past 5 minutes, but seriously, that's all I got. Goodbye. Peace out. See you later.